Hi, I'm Lee Westwood.
Hi, I'm Ian Poulter, and we are co-captains of Majesticks GC, and we are heading to Riyadh Golf Club for the second round of LIV Golf.
You want to talk about soccer after the other night, after getting a 1,000 off Newcastle? It's a good job Arsenal are still above Forest in the league, but not for long. It's a shock, isn't it, to you? It's a shock to me, so it must be a shock to you.
I'm actually.
You're pleased Forest are up there, right?
I am pleased Forest are up there.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you know an interesting fact about Arsenal? Do you know the reason you're playing red and white is because Nottingham Forest gave you your first kit?
Yeah, I did hear that, yeah.
I told you before, haven't I?
Yeah, you told me, yeah. You've told me everything about Forest, about, you know.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep telling you till you're sick of me. I so hope we finish above you in the league this
Mate,
year.
I've had you for 30 years.
Please let us finish above Arsenal.
It's not going to happen, but anyway, listen, you're on a hell of a run. It is good to see.
Nuno.
Would you have expected that? Well, what would you have taken?
Do you know what? At the start of the season, everyone was saying, "Oh, you're going to be relegation fodder," and I was like, "No, we've got some good players. I reckon we'll finish between 10th and 12th." To be in 3rd at this stage of the season is incredible. It's done such a good job to get everybody on side playing as a team like it is.
It's amazing.
It just shows you that a good coach, what a good coach can do with good talent and a talented bunch. I just hope we can keep more.
Cashing in.
No, please no.
Cashing in. They're all going.
Don't go buying our Murillo. You don't need a Murillo. You've got your 2 brilliant centre backs. You need a centre forward, don't you?
We need a forward.
Don't come in for Wood.
We need a forward badly.
You do. You know, the golf's. There's world-class players playing on the LIV Tour, and you can't afford to just take your way into a tournament easy. You've got to come out fast in these tournaments, haven't you?
Thanks.
We'll get your finger out then.
Was you referring to my 2 under par?
No, that's a good solid start.
2 over through 3 wasn't good, was it?
I saw that. Tough holes those though, weren't they?
They're only 7
We're chasing Legion 13 just like everybody else. I mean, they had a phenomenal day yesterday, didn't
27 under.
they? Yeah.
You guys are in 2nd place.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Majestics.
We need another good day, don't we? So, you know, the thing is, with 4 scores to count, it's so volatile. You know, it's there's such an opportunity.
Someone has a bad day.
It
takes you. You know, it can take you right out of contention real quick. Or exactly what Legion did yesterday. Every player in their team shot better than
5, 6, 7 under, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, that's really impressive.
Yeah. But that's the quality. You know, you've got somebody like Tom McKibben. He's playing his first round in LIV. You know, these young guys, they come out and they're just explosive. They're low scorers, and the thing with playing at night is the wind drops right out. You know, It's almost like playing indoors last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was incredible.
You know, it was really just target golf. You're just aiming at everything, trying to make as many birdies as you can, and not give anything away, really. It's a real birdie fest out there. It's aggressive golf, and just hope your talent is and your form's good enough that particular week. I mean, we all worked hard on whatever our weaknesses were, whatever let us down last year. So that's basically what you do in your off season or in your off weeks. You know, golf's such a game of fine margins. You work on your weaknesses. You try and keep your strengths where they are, and bring everything up to the strongest part of your game, up to that level, and hopefully that's good enough. You know, and hopefully your talent pays off.
Yeah, I think everyone in the team committed and made a concerted effort, you know, to work really hard in the off season. I think we all worked really hard in the gym. I mean, even Lee Westwood's
I've been doing abs this morning.
In fine shape, and that's been really good. So I think from a fitness perspective, everyone's in great shape. I managed to pick up a little bit of a back spasm, which is really frustrating and hampering me a little bit. But yesterday was a little clearer, which was nice. But from a team statistic perspective, our overall team that have been kind of evaluating all of our good and bad has given us, the right areas of the game to work on. And, for instance, yesterday I drove the ball really well. That was one of the key things highlighted out of last year's stats. I just need to put it in the fairway a bit more often. We've done that very well yesterday. I just didn't hold as many putts as I would have liked to have converted, and a couple of silly 3 putts. So, take those out of play, then would have been in even better shape. So, I think we're all pretty excited to kick off 2025. 4 scores to count, which is one of the biggest changes I think in the actual format for this year, which I think suits us really well. I think we're all pretty consistent golfers, very experienced golfers. Very rarely, do we take ourselves out of that. When we've had 4 rounds to count on Sundays, we've generally moved forward. So if we've got that over the 3 days, not just one day, then we're hoping we can keep moving up this team order merit. Henrik, what did Henrik shoot? 5 under?
4, I think.
4 under. Sam was 4.
4.
But they've played really solid golf, and I know Sam's played a lot of golf in the off-season. Henrik's worked very hard too, and
Henrik's won out here, hasn't he? So, he won his first event coming out here. So,
yeah.
He's proved that he can win out here. And Sam's the key to it, really. He's a young guy. He's very aggressive. He's capable of shooting very low. He had the best result out of any of us last year, finishing 2nd at Nashville. He's capable of low scores, which is what you need out here. You really need that one guy a day to go low.
You had a good week that week, didn't Nashville as well, didn't you? Where'd you finish?
3rd. Yeah, it's nice to see the kids coming out here and seeing LIV as an option for the start of their careers. I see the comments they make. Yeah, they want to come out here and play against world-class players, and they get to do that. So it just always surprises me how polished these young guys are that come out. When I turned pro and came out, I was just basically an amateur golfer that just said I'm a professional now. Whereas these guys, I've had all the training and travelled the world playing tournaments, and they've got all the technology to use with biomechanics and stuff like that. So they really are the finished article when they come out, and it's no surprise to see them contend straight away. You only got to look at Tom that came out yesterday. Shoots 7 under straight out of the blocks. I mean, they got no fear.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously seen Luke in the college system in the States now over the last few years, and he and his teammates, I've been out to watch play golf. It's like watching a tour event. These kids are extremely capable to come straight out from college and go and win on any tour. They hit it long. They hole lots of putts. They're dedicated to the craft. They work out, religiously 3 days a week minimum. It's a very different way to how Lee and I kind of come out onto the scene playing golf. And
they're not working in the pro shop, are they? Selling teas and Mars bars?
No, generally not.
Probably a few of them could do with that.
They're not doing 60. They're not doing
Re-grips.
They're not doing 60 hours a week and ripping off grips and changing those dirty, smelly shoes that someone's had for 25 years and putting a new set of spikes in. They're generally handing them to the locker room guy and having their own spikes changed and turning left on the aeroplane instead of turning right.
Yeah. Golf's one of the few sports where age doesn't matter quite as much. I'm not saying that I bounce out of bed every morning and there's not a few aches and pains. Oh. Would you say that's
pretty
putting
true.
it mildly? But yeah, I mean, if we were playing any other sport, football or tennis or whatever it might be,
long done.
Our legs would be gone by now.
Long done. The good thing is, a golf club doesn't know your age, right? And as Lee proved yesterday as the oldest man in the field, Seems as
Blandy's older than me.
No, he's not.
He is.
Is he?
Yeah. About a month.
Okay. The second oldest man in the field goes out there, shoots 7 under par. So the good news is, you know, when you've been around the block, you've played as much golf as Lee and I, and you know you can compete at the highest level. You know, doing that over 3 days is very capable, and we still have that ability to go out there and do it, and it's refreshing to, you know, for us to be able to go and do that internationally against incredible players week in, week out.
I think that's what appeals to a lot of the sponsors out here as well. You know, the fact that we have got a mix. You've got the young guys and you've got the older guys. You know, some of the younger guys very inexperienced. They've not really travelled much and travelled the world, and then maybe they're not so good at, you know, going into the hospitality units and doing a talk and things like that. But we've been doing that sort of stuff for 30 years, and you know, the people that are in the hospitality units have kind of watched us grow up, and you know,
only a little bit.
Yeah, and we got, you know, plenty to talk about, and we can converse with them, and it feels like it covers all bases, golf. The nice thing about golf is, you know, we have a rules book, but we also have an etiquette book. So I always feel like golf mirrors life a little bit, and you know, when we obviously our Little Sticks program is educational, and it's a good platform for, you know, taking into schools and helping kids along. It feels like it mirrors life a little bit for them as well. So you know, we've got lots of boxes ticked on LIV, I think.
You know, Lee being a former world number one, you know, you know that quality's in there, and you know you're capable of producing it. Obviously, doing it every single day of every single week that you actually compete sometimes is difficult. But when you know you have it in you to be able to deliver that product and deliver those scores. You know, you still have that, you know, burning desire to go out there and play great golf all the time. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but yet, you know, having that confidence to know that inside that, if you're feeling good and you've done the work and preparation and you kind of feel good that week, you know you're going to have a good week when you're playing the way you're playing. So
there's no problem finding the intensity on the golf course when the tournaments come around. It's finding the intensity away from the golf course when the hard work needs doing on the range or in the gym. Yeah, that's the bit that people don't see, and that's the part that becomes the hardest thing to do as you get older. You know, you have other priorities, and you know, like Ian said, we've both got kids. You want to watch them do their thing and watch them grow up, which, you know, takes time and takes you away from, you know, practicing when you might want to. That time management becomes one of the priorities, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you know, somebody at the age of 22 who's got no kids, no wife, and is kind of married to the game of golf. Not to say that we are married, but we're 30 years married to the game of golf. It's you know, not to
the
say
relationship changes.
you know, it's just interesting. Like you know, you go through the cycles of you know, feeling guilty for 20 years playing golf and really missing your kids grow up, to having the ability now to spend a bit of extra time with them, to take some of that guilt away and, you know, watch them develop as young adults and get jobs and you know, doing the things that they love to do. You know, as Lee says, sometimes it's hard to time management yourself to make sure you're doing everything. We've all got business interests as well at our age, and you know, looking at all of those things as to what you may want to do once you finish playing golf, which isn't anytime soon, but I'm sure that time will come at some point. But you know, it's it's very different, and that's also, I think, the interesting thing about this LIV product, having guys in their early 20s, and you know, Phil being the oldest one now, who's 53 or 4, I would say. It's quite an eclectic group of athletes.
So this is what this place looks like in the daylight. Have a great day, Captain.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.